Together here, I'm having Gloria, one of the panelists, and we're very privileged. She's good, and today we're going to be hearing her voice towards different, throwing different views over the topic that we're about to introduce to you. And we're having together my brother, Pastor Remy. He's another love coach. He's very good, and when he begins, you don't want to let him stop. So it's a very beautiful moment having you aboard. And today we're talking about Destiny Hub. Destiny Hub, like I said, is a center. It's a center of solutions to toxic relations, where our slogan is every night has a day. Every night has a day. What does that mean? Every night has a day. It simply means the night symbolizes those dark moments. The dark moments in life, catastrophe challenges, when you're perturbed, all those moments are dark. Everyone faces darkness at some point of time and season. Interesting that when we talk about relationships, people are struggling to find their actual partner, the right partner, and as the interacts go, we go to dates, different places, different hotels, atmospheres. But what's interesting there, I find a lot of people complaining. Some of them will go like, well, that lady couldn't just work for me. And you ask, and you find that, she was belching. When you went after the meal, she was belching, and then the sound, the next three neighbors could even hear the sound. So I can no longer go back to that date. And then you find another one, it could be picking the nose. When they're talking, said, yes, we had a good day. And so as they do that, all those funny things, little things sometimes have cost people relationships. And perhaps they are true partners. So Destiny Hub prepares all of us to make sure that when you go to date, what are the expectations? When you're in courtship, what are the expectations? But there is one thing that I want us to discuss tonight to talk about. It's something about love language.
Yes.
I've come to realize that there are different love languages, and you can bring a pool of ladies, about 10, 20, 40, 100, and each of them, imagine, they have a different, unique, exclusive love language. And people have been struggling in relationships whereby one guy pitches up, shows up from a different background, hooks up with another lady from a party or wherever it is, and then they begin a journey of relationship. And then all of a sudden, 1 year later, 6 months down the line, they are apart. They called it quits and they could no longer get along. And you wonder, what's the problem? Love language. Tonight I want us to share about different versions of love language. We don't understand ladies as men, and sometimes men don't understand ladies. So you find that a lady, when a relationship, one given relationship, you find that a lady will be waiting for compliments. And for her, when you compliment her hair, because she takes a long time in the mirror and fixing herself, and then after that, makeup, fix herself nice clothes, work on herself, bling bling and all that stuff. And then when he shows up, the guy says nothing. But now the guy, all he does to bring presents. The guy will be like appreciating the lady in terms of presents. Oh, my lady is cool. She showed up very smart. Wow. I know she's coming up very clean. She's good. She looks, let me just buy her something. So he buys you expensive perfumes, colognes, buys shoes and all that. After doing some shopping, it's surprising. Others bring flowers. They bring different sorts of, presents. Now, they have dinner and whatever, they chat a little bit, they laugh, then they part. They call it a day. Then they meet another occasion like that, they keep on, but the guy keep pumping what? Presents. The guy tells himself, I want to take care of my lady. I'm going to shop the whole mall, you know, throw it to her. And to him, he's giving love. The other side, the lady is starving love. Is in love starvation. He's starving of love. She's not seeing any love. She's waiting for compliments. So the love language, according to the lady, is what? Compliments. When you compliment, wow. Even if you don't buy nothing, but compliments, she feels, well, really? Oh, she feels she's on the moon. Now, I want to throw it, first of all, before I cross over to the audience, I want to bring it on to Gloria. What's wrong with you ladies? How can I buy a full mall? And I pull a full mall, the shoes, and whenever I put them on, you look good. And then I said, wow, that's my lady. When you show up, I just say, wow, that's my lady. And you're waiting for certain phrases of words. What is it? We try to give love, but you don't embrace it. Tell us about the different versions of whatever.
Okay.
In your perspective.
Thanks for the opportunity granted.
Welcome.
Madam Gloria, as he has already said, about that is that we ladies, we believe in words most. Even when you're dating a man, he has to tell you a word for you to believe that this man loves you so much. And more so if it comes true love, we believe in more of your words than these men who come and buys you a very nice car and is like, I've bought you a Jeep, and you're like, what does this mean? You know, it doesn't make sense to us, but you have to say something. Now for the ladies, for her to know that she's smart, she she expects someone to say that, lady, you're smart. And she expects the husband to be the very first person to say so. Then if the husband can't say so, it means when she's outside in the public and someone compliments her, she will be taken by a word. Like she's brought to you by a word.
Okay.
Yes.
And I think that's where big problems begin. The man is trying to buy everything, to set the atmosphere, and then you find that the lady is going with the shamba boy. Just because the shamba boy can say, oh, mama, you're looking smart. He's good at complimenting and, you know, and stuff like that. Then to her, the man is starving of love and the shamba boy is offering love. First friend, Coach Remy, talk to me about men are trying hard, but these ladies, they seem to be hard.
Yeah, I think someone said, in order to maintain a relationship,
yes,
you have to be interested and keep interesting.
Oh, you have to be interested first of all,
Yes.
and keep interesting.
Yes.
Carry on more.
What am I saying? You must understand your partner, because as I said the other time, the author of love is God. And love is not a mind thing. Love is a heart thing.
Okay.
Where there is love, someone will do whatever it takes to make sure that somebody appreciates what somebody has done for him or her. The problem we have today is that love these days is a mind thing. And when we talk of the mind, it's the head, where people look at things, they hear, all the 5 sensory organs, they are based on the head. So that, what does that mean? Because love, okay, you are in love with someone, it hits fast. When it comes, then you must now know the language of love that your partner understands. That's what we call to keep interesting. For example, I walk in the house and my wife is angry. What do? I can go into the bedroom, pull out one of her dresses and put it on, just to make her interested, to make her laugh.
Okay.
So you have to keep interesting and keep interested.
Okay.
What she does, you must at least show that you are interested in order to maintain that higher value called love.
Oh, okay.
So here we're just talking about the language that makes the other love, you know, continue to be like empowered. Because even when you listen to the shamba boy, that doesn't mean that you love him because you've heard what he said. But it's just a language that you have used to express what somebody has on the inside.
I get your point.
Yeah.
Which means love is for thinkers. Somebody has to really be a thinker. You have all the time to be so creative,
Yeah.
to figure out That's why when you hear a lot of people that are married are highly respected, because they know that, how long have you been married? 2 years, 3 years, what does that mean? Every day there's an art displayed, the art of figuring out things, you know, creativity. Marriage is not for dull people. Marriage is for wise people, sharp people, creative people. Marriage calls for creativity. It calls for
Innovation.
Innovation. It calls for, I'll get the right word. But the other thing is, there are some women that are boring. Especially a woman, if you're out there, and there's a lady whom I counseled one time, and I realized the man enjoyed music. And music was that thing that really puts him in the mood, you know, calms him down, shaves off all the stress that she entangled in the course of the day. So such a man needed a woman. She married this lady. The lady used to sing, you know, used to sing, and so, but when they got home in the marriage, the lady dropped away the singing, the music thing. And little did she know that that was a very big spice in their relationship. It took me time to figure out, but as I interacted with them, I came, when I was interrogating the man of his likes, of the things, how does he calm himself down when he's really perturbed, and then I came to realize. So I told the lady, do you ever happen to be a singer? I said, I used to sing in the choir for some time. I said, oh, but at home, I said, yeah, I grew up singing. At home we make noise in the corridors and whatever, you know, in the shamba, in the field, So that man needed somebody, like when he gets home, he's perturbed, then to hear, maybe lady's fixing him something in the kitchen. Ladies must be very creative. If you're in the kitchen, why should you just, the man is in the sitting room, listening to just the noise of the pans, the saucepans, you know? Just tune in some music. Tonight, it's gonna be good. There's gonna be a meal. Then when the man is on the other side, said, honey, what is going on? What's going on? You're here alone? And said, I can hear some music, you know? But all the time you're putting in CDs. You can be cooking, then spice up, be creative, come up with a song. Before you know it, these ladies who complain that the man can't help me in the kitchen, just set in a song. Then they say, darling, oh, darling, it's gonna be good. Oh, then you say, I am cooking for my darling. The man will be dragged from the sitting room and said, baby, we can cook together. Carry on, carry on. All right, so I just wanted to highlight to you that you can change the atmosphere of your relationship. You just need to be a little bit creative. Find out, you fix a few gaps in there. Now, what other love language do you guys know of? Let me get to the audience. Because we've already had one of compliments. Then there is one of what?
Presents.
Presents, giving presents, and then compliment. There are those ones, even if you compliment how much, my friend, even if you say you're beautiful, you said, you think I'll eat his words? I just don't understand. You think I'll eat his words? You know, all the time, he's beautiful, you are this, you're a queen, everywhere. The border guys are telling me everywhere I'm passing, I'm used to that, but I need something strange. That's another love language. He needs a present. When you put a watch on her, when you put a shoe on her, she'll be like, wow, how did you get to think about this? He gives you a hot hug and she'll be fulfilled. So basically, ladies are different. But before I give the chance to the audience, I just want to talk about one experience. There's a lady who was a perfectionist. With her guy was very mysterious. When she gets home, she fixes. She used to come a weekend, according to the guy's narration. The guy could narrate that he could come visit him. They were still dating, not yet married. But this lady was a perfectionist. So when he sets everything, food, stuff, bread and whatever on table, the tea is ready, calls the guy. Come down, let's have what? And then all of a sudden, when the guy touches the slice of bread, the lady says, please, Michael. I said, what is it? Please don't take that slice like that. Just shake 7 times. So the guy has to shake because of the particles. You know, the ladies, yes, the crumbs, you know, he has to shake the bread. He said, can you turn that? Please do me a favor, turn the other side too. So the guy turns again the other side. So after eating, the guy said, no, don't worry, you've cooked, I'll do the cleanup. Said, why am I here again? She feels incomplete. Why am I here? I've come here to fix things for you and then you want to clean? No, I'll do the cleanup. Just shake the bread, please. So 7 times, turn the other side. By the time the guy is on the 3rd slice, there is muscle pull, you know, having issues with the muscle pull. So basically, you find such relationships, you know. The lady was even a lawyer and the guy was some doctor. So basically, there is another relationship that I found. The chicken failed that marriage, just the chicken, because the doctor was a surgeon. And whenever the wife could serve the whatever, she just cuts the pieces just anyhow. This is a surgeon. They measure the vein,
the
don't cut
precision.
the decision. He said, honey, baby, just bring the chicken here, put it here, okay? So they say, bring
He
all the
cuts
knives,
with-
the apparatus. So he brings the knife,
Cuts
the
with
what?
precision.
They said, come this side, come this side. So he could look at the chicken and then
You
he
see
said,
that joint?
come this side. You see, you see the other joint? Don't bisect going northern. Cut, bend a little
Horizontally.
bit. Get down. So he cuts the chicken according to that he brings the pieces when you know they are really, you know. So that woman, it came a time when the husband said, honey, what are we having? What sauce today? The woman said, I feel like beans. He said, why? But not like he was happy. I feel like greens. I feel like eggplants all the time from January to what? He just didn't want to get, when he felt like chicken, he could go back, take herself to the restaurant. Why? Because the man wants his chicken to be bisected just like in the surgeon room. He was a doctor. I found those ones in Lesotho, actually, in Lesotho. So basically, they were parting because of the chicken, just the chicken. It took us time to get them together. Because you find others just toothpaste. This one wakes up and said, who's pressing from the middle? You know, pressing from the middle. Please, baby, I want you to squeeze this thing from the bottom. Let's move slowly by slowly.
Systematic.
You squeeze it in the middle. Toothpaste, Colgate is costing people marriages. You find others are watching the TV, and then all of a sudden, the rat passes, or the cockroach, the roach passes. He said, baby, I told you to get rid of these rats. So they urged, it was a rat, it was a roach, it was a rat, it was a rat. He said, I talk, you talk? He said, I talk. Before you know, it's hot slap. Before you know, but when they go for counseling, what was the problem? Coach, it was the roach that brought us problems. What was the problem? The rat. The rat is the one bringing you this far. I said, your chick is swollen. I said, we fought. We had a fight because of the roach. So basically, very petty things are perturbing people. So we need to look at all this. But there are different love languages. Let me first give the audience to say something. If you have a query or any commentary, then before we can guess. Yes, please. Any mic? Pass the mic on.
I'm glad to be here. I'm Talima Sharon Pauline. What I can talk about the love language is, I think usually people say women like compliments, but then if a general word comes up like that, it doesn't mean that every woman likes what? Compliments. I would really, I really think that if you start dating someone, I would, I think it has to be an obligation for both of you to talk about it when you're in love, because this is a friendship thing. Talk about some certain aspects. You can ask your girlfriend, your boyfriend, as you're discussing. You can be like, but what do you like most? Like, what do you like? What do you want me to do for you in this relationship? Okay, what do you want? What makes you happy, or what makes you sad? So as you interact, you know that you come to realize that maybe this person likes likes gifts, or likes flowers. Because sometimes someone will be like, I like I like flowers, but then also flowers are different. They have different scents, they have, So for you, just go and buy the roses. Yet that person doesn't like roses, So I think it is usually good for people to first discuss. As you're discussing, because most of the people, when they meet, they think it is about eating, going to sleep and have fun. But I think when you meet someone, maybe for a date or something, this is the time for you to know each other. So as you discuss, that's when you come to realize this person likes compliments, or you can try it, give a compliment, see the reaction, because sometimes you compliment, then the person doesn't, come out to show that.
So which means,
she's really happy.
thank you, Paul. I think it's because what I'm trying to say, I think marriage calls for men, I think they need to do more of asking. Whenever they go on dates, whenever they interact with the ladies, that's what I'm trying to catch from her. That in your conversation, as you engage her, pay attention. Then try to go around asking questions. In that way, you get to know where she falls, what the version of her love language. You need to find out, ask so many questions. The ladies are detailed. They're detailed. They're very detailed books. So you need to flip those pages for you to understand what a lady is. The ladies are books that you need, it's a thick volume book. And so you need to ask about many things, colors. You need to talk about colors. You need to talk about, That's why for a man, you need to add just a little bit to understand the femininity, to appreciate the femininity of the other person. For us, we are masculine, and we sometimes we remain in our box, in our dockets. You need to go out of for you to understand femininity before you can celebrate them, you need to understand. So basically, asking many questions about the faith, their colors, their backgrounds, their movements at school, what did you like, what this and that. That way you get to know. Thanks so much, Pauline. Yes, my brother.
Thank you. My name is Atari Collins. I just wanted to supplement, talk about a few love languages.
Yes.
Okay, so for some ladies, I noticed it's more of, I would call it consistency. Mm-hmm. Like he should continuously keep trying to, get her. Like the challenge does not just stop on, we are dating now. Mm. You just continuously keep trying to make it more spontaneous, I guess. But I'll just say keeping it consistent. Mm-hmm. Then for some men, more so business owners and all that.
Wait a bit. You need to throw a little bit of light there. Consistency in what?
You need to be consistent with.
By showing up?
Meeting
us several times?
Yeah.
Spending time? So that is spending time. Love language of time. Giving her more time.
It's like saying
yes,
they are acting hard to get.
Okay.
And that's how they like it.
Or when you are acting hard?
No.
Ladies.
They love
They have this game of acting hard to catch.
Yes.
Okay.
So the man has to keep pursuing.
Yes.
What did you exactly mean?
Okay.
Yes.
He's basically saying some ladies don't want you to stop on trying to get them.
Okay.
After you get them, they want you to continue showing that you want them. That's what you're trying to say, right?
Like what you did from the very beginning, to continue with it even after 10 years, when you're able to do that very thing.
Exactly. Just like...
Hey, then one has to be very careful.
No, you're seeing how...
I know, I get your point. Now, she has helped me to understand what you're coming up.
Look, can I just give one small example? You're seeing how Mr. Cyrus Road was still buying pads for his wife.
Yes.
Even after they got married.
Even after 10
that consistency.
He just bought one. Actually, he just came back on the trip with a full suitcase of pads.
Yes.
But
so they've
been together for about 18 years.
Yes.
The man is buying pads up to today. He bought a big suitcase from America, the pads full of pads. Said, baby, I brought you high class ones. Then the lady said, wow.
But now, there's something here.
Yes.
I think according to what he was saying, it was like it was him who introduced this love language to the wife-to-be. Because by then they were not yet married. So it's like saying, even men, it is upon us to create something that explains your language to them.
To the lady.
Yes.
To communicate. The communication you come with. All right.
Okay, then one last one that's on the men's side. Some men just love to be continuously encouraged. Like, you can do this. I know you're going through a hard time right now, but keep going with it. Because sometimes as a business person, you can be suffering with losses, but then she's the one who's there for you. Like, she's your one, like that one thing that you think of that will keep you moving. I know there are like entrepreneurs in the house, and like, you know, sometimes views may not be going well, but she's that one person you come to, and yeah, she gives you that feeling of security, that encouragement, you know.
Comfort.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because there are some who don't just encourage, they just say, be a man, fight on. Go out there and try. Don't stay in your house. Wake up, get out the blankets. Be a man. Instead of saying, honey, today, no, it's been quite tough, but, you know. Okay, carry on, please.
Yeah.
Thanks,
so,
Terry.
hello. My name is Alvin. So, and I'm glad to be here because I've been having some thoughts on these issues.
Yes.
So me, I'll touch her point and his.
All
I'm
right.
just an addition. This all comes back to personalities.
Yes.
We are all different people inside. They all have different personalities. Now, when you start it, as she said, you get to know her, get to know the personality. Because as you get to know, you know, this is a present person. This is you have to keep showing her love. You get to know. So once you know this personality, it will be the rest comes easy. So that's my take.
Thanks a lot. Before he comes on, there's one thing that I need to highlight here. That then, if the genesis of a relationship matters a lot, if things that are the ingredients that are brought by at the foundation matters a lot, if a man has to continue in that journey, then men, this is an alarm to men, they need to watch out on how they start at the foundation, how you treat your lady, what you give, because you're meant to maintain it. So sometimes we come, you know, maybe you borrow money and then you shower her with presents, you take her to, you know, but you know very well this is a one-time thing. I think that's not the best way, you know, to handle a lady. Then you need to come up with the resources, many more resources. Come up with something that you know you can maintain. The other man began, you know, on the first date, he came with what? With a cake. And he knew he will carry on with the cake, you know, with the cake,
Or even the gowns.
even the gowns. By the way, he told us he bought the gown for her. So in the 18 marriages, every year on the anniversary, he buys a gown.
Yes.
So he has 18 gowns lying in the house, in the wardrobe. There are 18 gowns just lying in there. Every year there is a gown coming. That's him. Then the pad also. He kept on buying the pads. You know, he just looks for the classic one, you know, the soothing one like that. So basically, men, if you don't introduce something that you're not gonna be able to maintain, because whenever you stop, the lady will say, oh, he brought this when he loved me. I know him when he means to love. This is how he communicates. But now that he's not bringing any of those things, love is gone. The lady will think that love is out of sight. So basically, carry on, please, my brother.
Thank you so much. Destiny Hub.
Every night has a day.
Destiny Hub.
Every night has a day.
Yes, my name is Ronnie. I'm so happy to be in the house. Viewers out there, I think as I see time goes on, I think me as personal, I think time has to come, and we need to have even, I think, universities for love, whereby people can go for lectures for love. Because when you look deep into this, it becomes too much. Yeah, you'll find a woman out there, much as you take time to learn her, you know her do's and don'ts. There are some ladies who are very complicated. I have a friend of mine, that friend of mine married a lady, and you know, he gives this lady everything that the lady wants, you know. But even when the man is going to work, please, Edward, you need to stay around here. Now you ask yourself, how will you get money for hair, money for what? You want someone, every time you want, if the man is going for a burial, please don't need to go for burial. You need to stay with me here. It's like she's interested in seeing the man just around. And you know, it's really, and that one has really made so many people, you know, it has affected a lot of relationships. But when I talk about the love language on the other side, I think one thing I think that is also very important, I think is also learning about someone's, I think, favorites. If also learning someone deep, yeah? When you're doing courtship, you can do a research as a man, yeah? Because I know if she's my girlfriend, at least I'll take time to I know some of her friends. I would like to know. You know, it may not be necessary that I have to sit with you and find out what are your favorites. Some of them may be shy to talk them, you know. So you can do research out the relationship, and that can help you at least to understand someone, and at least life can go on. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, my brother Ronnie. That is incredible. Like he was sharing, I came to learn that love is for searchers. The searching game never ceases. So you keep searching to find out those things that will please your partner. But like he said, some ladies are confusing. They want the man to stay around. My man gives me time, you know. My man gives me time. When they meet each other, they start, you know. When they meet one another, they start, you know, chatting.
In the saloon.
In the salon, you know, maybe at the wells, going to fetch water. In the washroom, you know, you hear them, you know, jamming in there. They're chatting. Said, "Tell me, don't go, please. Wait. So, how is James? What do you do?" I said, "My man gives me time. He's always around me and stuff like that." Then the other one said, "Mine is rare," but then you wonder, it's always around you, and then at the same time, he has to be. How will he work? You know, then another one says, "I enjoy. He texts me all the time. Every 5 minutes he's texting me." If the man is texting you, by the time the sun goes down, you are having 400 texts. Is that man really working where he is? You are full of a bunch of texts, you know, communicating, and you are very happy. But when is he working anyway? When is he paying attention to his work?
Maybe he's a robot.
You know? So basically, that is quite amazing. So let's learn to strike a balance.
Okay,
Anyway, go
before
ahead.
on that, I would like to supplement on that what you talked about, like a lady is always waiting for a text the whole day, and you're like, is this gentleman working or what? Now the problem comes that this lady is used to what, like from the beginning you used to give her time each and every day, like every time you could be texting her, and yet you knew you were working. And still at this very time, you say that you're working, but she still thinks that you can still give her the time you used to give to her, because at the same time you're working and today you're still working. So, like, sometimes you need to sit and talk. If you feel that things are going to change, conditions are going to change, maybe the other time you were working in an office 6 hours a day, but right now you're going to be working 12 hours a day. So you have to sit down with your partner and tell her, you know what, this and this, if at all this changes, don't get angry, you know. It's all about understanding each other. But the ladies are always right, because if you use it to, like, come home with a smile each and every day, then you come home when you feel like swallowing someone, she will be like, what went wrong? This is not the manner I knew from the beginning. So what these men use from the beginning, it is what the lady always carries on her mind. So you have to introduce her to any change that is going to take place in your life before you do it. For her not like...
Can I say something? If you ladies, you keep saying that we need to maintain, you know, right from the foundation. I think also you need to maintain, because when we began, you used to sing some songs when you're in the kitchen.
Yes, you're right.
You used to hum, and then when you're cooking, chopping the onions and the green pepper, then you say, baby, cutting it. Oh, I love you.
Yes.
But now, no more of those songs. This time again, you're putting the what?
Also ladies, you know, like we are talking about this, but we are like on one side of the ladies only. We are not talking about men.
Right.
Also these gentlemen, like, there are things that they expect from their ladies, and every man would feel like, this is my lady and this is what she's supposed to be doing. Like from the very first beginning, you have to be you. That's what matters most. Even if it is a gentleman, you have to be the way you're supposed to be. Don't pretend, because things will change in the middle when you have to be you. And, you know, it's a new person right now.
Okay. Yes,
Marriage.
Kevin.
Yeah, I think relationships have stages. And when you begin on a relationship, you must, first of all, think of how far you want to go with this. You see, a human being is a very dynamic animal. Number one, women, they're very emotional.
Okay.
And it's all about their emotions.
Mm.
And men are driven by reason.
Okay.
So when I bring you to my house, I have a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Now, at that point, first of all, as I enter into a relationship, I must look back to the probably the previous relationship. Imagine you're now dating a girl or a woman who had a previous relationship, whereby Mr. X or Y used to treat her this way. Now, there's a saying that in order to heal in a relationship, you make a relationship. So that means there's a possibility of someone coming to you to be healed. But now, when they reach there, they're still looking back at where they came from. They want you to behave like the other guy that she dropped. Now, at that point, it becomes a little bit tricky. Because first of all, I'll have to pretend like I'm better than the other guy. You understand? So I go into things that I'm not really ready for. But for the sake of this...
You start acting to
Yes.
win her.
For,
heart.
for sake of these things that are prevailing right now, I have to act like this. Now, the problem becomes that when you don't understand each other, because as I told you the other time, love and relationship is not a language for children. And number two, there must be a real reason as to why you're dating. You don't just go for a sake, for emotional, therapy. There must be a reason behind this. You see, for example, when we were dating, when I was dating my wife, the dynamics used to be different. And the things that I liked about her, they are still there. But now the responsibility has grown, that now we have children. To a level that sometimes to love her, I have to show the love to the kids. In
Okay.
order for her to have
To win
that
her attention.
to have that security.
Oh, okay.
However much you take her out, you say, "Na ya abana." Tukoze tuti abana. So we must understand it's not that as things began, so shall they be forever and ever. A human being is a dynamic animal. So is love. The love of us grown-ups is different from the love of those who saw themselves yesterday. Our pastor the other time told us of buying gowns. There's someone who will buy clothes, but why do you buy me these clothes? Won't we have A, B, C, and D? Because at the end of the day, what really ladies want from men, it's not all those things. It's the security.
Okay.
I have my man. I have a house where to stay. I have money on my account. So when the woman begins to nag and tells you, you've been calling 7 times, why did you call 6 times? It means...
You're almost there.
Yes.
You missed out with one.
Exactly. It means in the beginning, it was not you. It was the actions. The other time we talked about the things that we do to show love. They are different. We came to understand that the whites know how to act love. But that does not mean that they do love.
They do love.
Because love is a heart thing. It's not a mind thing. So I finish up by saying it's important to know how far do we want to go with this love. Because if we are going to be there for so many years, then my man has to work. And I'm supposed to understand. Because love supersedes all those emotional therapies.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Coach Lemmy. He's trying to deal with the foundations, with those who keep saying that whatever you began with, you have to keep maintaining as it was, so it shall be forever and what? And ever. So that takes me back to a lady whom I interacted with, who was telling me her predicament, and she was like, when they started off dating, the very first phases, primarily this is what used to happen. They could go in the taxi together, and the man pays transport. When he pays transport, when they get the other side, the following date, the second date, the man will say, the other time I'm the one who paid transport.
Today.
So today's your time.
True.
Today's your time. And then they said, she could ignore. They said, okay, well, it's just little money, petty money. I'll pay up. Then she pays. Then they go on the drinks. After having drinks and stuff and the food, the man pays. Then the other time, the third time, he said, you know what? I've paid 2 times. This time when you wear me. So please, it's your time. So the lady ignored that. But later on, when they got married and then after having kids, she discovered something. She said, can you imagine? The lady came running, complaining that no, I'm running. She wanted to divorce the man. So what's the problem? Said, no, this is too much. Can you imagine? I just get delivered. You know, I just delivered last week, the other week. When I delivered, the man told me, you know what? I paid for all the attendantals, every drug, the transport, the what, everything that you had in the 9 months. This time, foot up the bill for the delivery. And then it's so, look at this man, like he's from another planet, he's like, he's a joke. I just pushed the baby, I'm weak here, laying on the bed. Please clear up the bill. We've been discharged. The man said, call your sisters. If you're not in good, whatever. 9 months I've been there on the antenatals. So I told the lady, you don't have to complain. This man flashed enough indicators. Sometimes indicators are flashed.
Yeah.
And people ignore. They said, that's a small thing. That's a small thing. I have the money here, it pays up. Now the lady learned it that way, that, well, you have to pay up the bills. We told her the man did not hide. He's only behaving himself. This is what he's been right from what? Yes, from the start. Okay. I want to ask ladies first. I want to find out, maybe you direct the mic towards her, and then every lady will give us our opinion. We are confused. Men are confused. You know, men are saying they're confused. They don't understand. What is it that you understand to know that why don't you communicate and tell the man that, well, you know, save time, and tell the man that, you know, honey, thanks for the compliment. If he gives you compliments about on 4 occasions, why don't you just say thank you, honey, but you know what, compliments, I appreciate them, but how I wish you could try on presents. I like presents too. Why does it get so hard and you keep waiting for 4 years, 3 years, you're just waiting till he'll ever bring what? A present. And the man is pumping you with the compliments. Or he's giving you presents and you're not touched, you're moved only when compliments show up. Why don't you communicate? Why does it become a challenge?
Thank you, Coach Ellie. Eve, glad to be here. It's my first time, and I'm enjoying the talk, the show. I think it all comes back, maybe I'll go back to Pauline's point. It's about understanding. The best thing is to understand your partner. So if you do not understand your partner right from the start, I think as you go along, you'll find challenges. So I'm emphasizing this, that let us understand. Let us understand our partners, and at the end of the day, along the way, you'll find it easy to know what the person wants, and the communication bit of it also. Still, it will depend on how you built it right from the start.
Yes.
Yeah, so it will not be so hard for you to be like, honey, look here, maybe you're showering me with presents, but this is not my thing. This is maybe let's try this. So it all comes back to this other side of understanding your person right from the start. Yeah.
Why do you enjoy men going around and around, searching, literally tearing the whole house down, searching when you know the answer? Why don't you just save this man and tell him that, you know what, baby, I just appreciate your presence. I like them. But how I would pray that you try out on compliments sometime, you know. Does it cost you so much? Because the time is running and the man is still ignorant of what exactly, how to hit the jackpot, you know, within your interests. So basically, why don't you communicate? You enjoy it when the man searches and tries from occasion, from time to time. It doesn't matter whether it goes a year into the second year, but he must search till he understands you.
Yeah, ladies, we are there to be chaste. So, anyway, but back to me, I think I would not. If it is me, I'll be honest. I'll tell you what I really want.
After making me pay some price, okay, go ahead.
Okay, to me, I think when it comes to that, I think we are different still. As my brother said, different personalities. You know, personalities, we have people who are so quiet. We have people who say little. Then we have people who are so talkative.
Yeah.
So you find that someone who is so talkative will find it easy
To
very
understand
easy.
that person.
Yeah, and that the person will
Especially the
feel
quiet
very
type.
free
Very.
to say out what she wants.
Mm.
But then there are these quiet people.
Mm.
Even when you ask, she will just smile. She's like,
Smile.
so
Yeah.
literally,
Mm.
it will be you. It will be your obligation
Mm.
to really try to see that this person, you really achieve what this person wants. And for these ones who at least can say something, you can engage her time to time. You can see that after some time, she might come out and tell you what she wants.
Okay. Please.
Okay, from the way you're firing the question, it's not like all the women in the world are going to hear the question and are going to change according to the question. But allow me to rephrase the question. The thing is, okay, we're all not good at communication skills, but how can we know as men, like you as a lady, how would you give off a signal? Like how should we know that what we have done, like we've given you a compliment, but that's not your love language. Like you wouldn't want to say it because you want to keep it, you want to keep up the chase, you want to keep it as a challenge, whatever. Okay, now that we have understood that, how can I tell that you do not like this or you like this? Like what are the signals? How can I, you know? Is that a
Please.
better?
Okay, yeah, it's good that way, and we can understand it more. Now, it still comes from the beginning. As these people are dating, as these people are beginning the relationship, as it grows, you get to know what this person loves. If she's someone who isn't able to talk or speak up, you know the signals she delivers. Like we do have ladies when she wants her hair to be fixed, she's like, oh my God, I really hate combing, you know. She's just telling you indirectly that she needs her hair fixed. Just because she can't tell you that, you know what, I need money, you know. So as a gentleman, you have to be someone who is not in only one direction. Like you have to be so keen, because we have different personalities. Actually, I can be someone who is talkative when I'm with friends, but with a partner I'm silent. And I can be this very person who is very open to my partner, but the outside people can't know the real me. So you have to know your partner from the very first beginning. You can try presence and then try words, because you have enough time when you're still dating, right? So you can see her reaction. Just try it and see. As long as it's not hurting her, you can buy her something, it is good, and compliment her. But you will see what makes her more happy, you know, what excites her more. Then you're like, oh, this is the very person I'm dating.
Okay.
Okay, so in conclusion, sort of like a try and error thing. So you try that.
No, it's not a try. But these things you can't make a conclusion minus an example and an exercise, right? Okay, please.
I think it goes back to how this relationship begins.
Yes.
You see, most of the times, the people that we try to date, they are people who are not really healed. They are not themselves. So within them, they are packed with issues and things and stuff. They come into a relationship insecure. They're trying to do a try and fail kind of, it's a game. And some of them, as they say in Luganda, chikwatirayo. So you now begin to be an actor.
Yes.
You call yourself an expert, you know, in tossing around guys. But the truth is, there are some packages within your system that you needed to unpack before you go into a relationship. So I would just advise that never go into a relationship as a burden. Because who are you to make someone's son to be chasing you all the time? And who are you to be to make someone's daughter, you know, trying to understand you? The thing is, love is for mature people.
Yes.
And you must first of all be ready. Because if I related with somebody and he had a way he was treating me, understand? Then in the course of the way, after him doing so many things, he did something very small that made you part ways. And this guy said, you know, this lady is not appreciative at all. Let me leave her. So she's wounded with all her wounds. Now she runs to you. She portrays, she acts as if she's in love.
Yeah.
Yet the problem is she has emotional problems.
She needs
So by the time she comes there, she's not coming to a guy that she's really in love with. But she's coming to a guy who she wants to become like a cushion for a past relationship. So when you reach there, you begin to act this funny because you gave all your trust to the other guy that you really, really loved, and he ran with a piece of your heart. You understand? Now, you've come with a quarter or 3/4 of the heart, and you want this one guy to go and look for the other quarter to bring it and fix it, which cannot happen. Now, if it does not happen, you are going to have a quarter heart, which heart cannot be healed by no man, since we are different. We come with different fears, different anxieties, and all those things, insecurities. So the thing is, all those things that you see, they are not even a language of love. Because in love, someone just picks a little flower, and he knows this one comes from my boyfriend, and she will keep it forever. And someone will come with a necklace worth $300, and she'll just say, don't give it to me, because love has to be pure. The moment you put in other material things, it's no longer love. So you just want to use the guy to, you know, bring self-gratification, and the other way around. So it is not good for you to go for love when you are not healed.
Good.
First of all, heal from the past relationship. Otherwise, you will come in as a player. The guy will bring all these things. There's nothing like love language. All those things that you see. If you really love me, even when you give me an old hanky, I will appreciate it.
Great.
When you take me out and we go for a walk, you will love it because you love the one that you're walking with. That's what I believe.
Thanks so much, Coach Lemikudu. This is something that I get to realize that with love, people walk into love when they're hurting already. You hear people break up within a month, then another relationship.
The heart is still bleeding.
The heart is still bleeding. The emotions are scattered, and they're just disgruntled. Everything is just a mess, and then they're still already connecting with another person. So I think people
Let me chip in this.
Yes, please.
And this is the reason why I always tell people that even when you've walked away, when you plait your hair,
Yes.
you won't plait it
For
plait
the
it for
ex.
your boyfriend, but for your ex.
For your ex.
And you tell mugenemu mugambe kati ate enviri zesiba.
That
That
you
means
say-
you're still a prisoner.
Yeah.
And until, even when you are driving a very
Definitely.
serious jeep,
Tell him
you tell him. You will
that
call
let
him
him come and
names.
see the car that I'm
Yes.
driving. So
Exactly.
whatever, he becomes the yardstick,
Yes.
the control of your life.
Yes.
So you're a captive of the other,
Exactly.
Because
Yeah,
this lady
And
was
exactly.
until when you get
killed.
healed of that.
of that.
Yes.
And
now,
that is how, this is when God now has to come in.
okay.
Yes. To heal you.
So this is when men are paying prices. You know, a man is in your life already, but he's paying prices. You know, whatever you do, the other one is the yardstick.
Yes.
Yes.
Your mind, your heart is the other side. You keep reflecting and say, what is it that he used to like most? And then you say, okay, I'm going to fix this. And
When you buy a new shoe, you bypass him to show him the shoe.
yes.
See what you missed?
So you're still a captive
Yes.
of the other guy.
Yes.
Actually, you are carrying him in your heart. He's the master of your heart. Whatever you do, you have to consent with him.
Exactly.
You have to show him. You wait for his approval. Or he has to, you know. So basically, ladies, I think they're learning something here. Charles, you've been keeping quiet. What do you think is the challenge in this regard?
Thank you so much.
Okay.
I agree with everyone
Okay.
with this love language. A language is something you speak over time. So it all starts at the point of interest, at those early times when you're starting. What interests me to come to you? And then what interests you to love me? If we can understand those two, that I got interested in you because of the way you do your things, and we keep it at that. I keep on appreciating you in that regard, or praising you in that regard. I think we can push our love forward. But the moment that which I saw in you, I start not to see it, then tables begin to turn.
Which means you respect the foundations.
I also respect the foundations.
Okay.
But still, just as he mentioned that we are dynamic, we keep on changing. The way I was reasoning when I was 20 is not the same way now.
Yes.
Those times when they come, let's explain to each other that you know.
I've shifted.
I've shifted.
Let's do it.
My-
Let's do things this way.
My concept.
I can no longer
I
do it
think
this
ladies
way.
need
Let's-
to speak up.
Not only ladies.
Okay, and even men, yes.
yes.
Update each other.
Yes, you get it.
I'm coming.
Such
Let
that we
him
come
finish.
to an understanding
Yes.
and we move on.
Okay. All right. So basically, that is Charles. He says foundations are still to be
Yes.
respected, but as there is a paradigm shift in terms of age, in terms of seasons and times, let the two parties communicate to each other. Communicate the changes. Yeah, because sometimes you may have started when you are so much in love with purple, but there comes a time then you begin to appreciate orange. You know, they said, well, when I put orange with this, it begins also to, you know,
Yeah.
brighten the room. And then you said, okay, now the guy is still carrying purple because he found you a purple girl. Then yet you've already shifted, you are into orange. Communicate. So communication is key. All right, let's hear my brother.
Hello everyone.
Hi.
It's an honor to be here. It's my first time. I'm Isaac, and I'll talk on the basis of what he said about the foundations and mostly regarding communication and the issues men and couples face. Now, to me personally, what I believe is that as human beings, we have natural tendency to always have a prospection of what should occur. So the problem with that is that now when it comes to things that involve love and things of the heart, we now don't regard the heart as something that happens in real time. How do I explain this? When we are making decisions, you make a decision based on what will occur.
Yes.
But when it comes to your heart, it happens in real time.
Time.
You don't decide what will take place, you don't decide the outcome. Now when it comes to love, people usually come with perspectives of what their love should be. When the man and the woman have perspectives that match at the beginning, then they'll begin dating. see each other, buy gifts, be happy, and what. As time goes on, the perception adjusts. Now the difference comes in when they don't adjust basing on what the other wants. They now,
Concurrently.
they now end up getting differences with each other. Small, tiny problems. Now this one you've done this. Now you stop doing this, you've begun doing this. Now when the gap widens, the gap becomes bigger.
Yeah.
What happens is, as that gap becomes bigger, the one of them is bound to find the meeting point with somebody else
Yes.
Start
or
looking
another
outside.
perception. When they match, that's now a breakup happens. Now the problem when now the breakup happens, the cycle continues again. They would have matched from a point, again adjust and begin rifting. Now the difference is, if it comes to someone who looks at it progressively, when the matching point starts and the rifting begins to occur at a later stage, either the man or the woman gets the adjusting mentality. Yes, I'm going to shift, but I am going to adjust it based on what my partner perceives it as. We are not in a relationship mainly by the time you have the purpose of the relationship, you have a goal. And by the time you have the goal, you have the ways to reach that goal. By the time the relationship is advancing, the partners are meant to be building on their perception of each other. The problem comes with, by the time people now get married and have children and other external factors come in, the perceptions vary and they stop matching. Then issues come about. So I think the take home of all this would have been, we should all enter into relationships and love with not so open-minded, but with a willingness to be open and adjustable. By the time you fall in love with somebody, you had a purpose for that. Something drove you. Something made you chase the person. It's like how, if, for example, if I was to fall in love with her, I fell in love with her, she didn't fall in love with me. But whatever I do after that would make her fall in love
With you.
What will maintain her to stay in the relationship would be what both of us do.
Yeah.
Not maybe what I did and not what she does. Then she spoke of people with personalities, of those that are quiet and those that are talkative. I think personalities are based on people's perception of on what they receive back. I believe, like, in terms of love, when it comes to personalities, it's a two-way train. If I'm talkative, I'll mostly be talkative because someone is going to listen to what I'm saying. Then if I'm quiet, I'm either quiet because there's something I'm hiding or keeping. Now, when someone who is quiet, in most cases, the ones that mostly have communication issues, it's mainly because when they are to communicate, they don't get anything back. I'm not meaning that something physical. Sometimes someone communicates to get security. Someone communicates to get closure. Communication comes with a reason for communicating. If you don't provide the reason for the person to communicate, then there's no way you'll even get the signs of them saying, I don't want to comb my hair, so plant it, or something like that.
Yeah.
Or as in a relationship, if you drive things with purpose that is genuine and not far-fetched, and not like you're trying to please it because of something you expect it to be, you go with what your heart leads. There's a way it will always come back together.
Thank you. Your name again, my brother?
Isaac.
Isaac.
Commission.
Okay. Thanks for your contribution. Well, okay. We're almost getting to the end of this, closure of this. The other thing is, one thing that I've realized, there are ladies who come into a relationship, and I wouldn't advise ladies to do it that way. You come into a relationship when you're confused, and who confuses the confused one, in a confused confusion. You know, you come when you have been confused, you became a victim from another relationship or 3 relationships, you jump from one to the other, but you're confused, and you don't give yourself time to heal up. You know, you're still bleeding, and then you jump into another one when you're still bleeding, you're in the pool of what? So basically, you have a lot of, you're perturbed. You're very difficult to love, you know. you're very sensitive. You develop this sensitivity. Even you're not a love agent.
No, you're agent.
You know, you find that when somebody looks at you like this, immediately said, I didn't do it. He said, you think that there's a condemnation has come because Peter used to whatever. You're very difficult. Please loosen up. Take time to heal up. And then connect with the person, another person when you've done what? When you've at least been rehabilitated. You know, rehabilitated yourself in a way. The same to men also. They also shift from whatever they start, you know, blaming. Said, you want to do like this. This business of comparison, you know, pointing fingers and, you know, comparing, we won't get anywhere. You keep on the roundabout like that. Remy, sum it up for us before we close.
Pray?
No, just sum it up. Yes, in 1 minute.
Yeah, all is, as I said, you have to keep interesting and keep interested.
Mm-hmm.
Keep interesting and keep interested. And it will help you to better your relationship. In other words, there's no selfishness in relationship. Be a giver on both sides and you shall hit it well. Thank you.
Thanks, lovely. Can you wrap it up in 1 minute?
Okay. I can also say that what matters in a relationship most is being yourself from the very first beginning. So that even if this person is to study you, he's studying the real you. And communication has to matter. Like he said, you shouldn't let the gap be between you. As you're shifting, shift with the partner. As you're adjusting some things, adjust them together because you began the journey together. And the other thing is, as long as you're in love with the right person, like you're truly in love, not using your mind, like he said, nowadays love is a mind thing, not a heart thing. As long as you're loving this very person, even if he gives you a small smartphone, a second hand, you will appreciate it more than this very person who gives you an iPhone. You understand? So it begins from the true love that is between you guys and communication from the very first beginning. That's all I can say.
Thanks, Gloria. Well, this is Destiny Hub once again. We're coming towards the end. Destiny Hub, like, been hearing different views, people sharing from different perspectives. The other thing is Destiny Hub is here for you. Ladies, every day we are learning. You know, learning never ceases. All the time we come together and we learn. Destiny Hub is a center of solutions for all toxic relationships. So basically, if you're going through something, reach out to us, and you can always connect with our YouTube, on our YouTube channel, that is Destiny Hub 1. You can always check with us, Destiny Hub 1, and then catch a lot of sessions to learn from. It's a privilege having you. Destiny Hub. Every night has a day. Destiny Hub. Every night has a day. It's a privilege having you. We'll be having a next session on Wednesday. This Saturday, so we'll be having next session on Wednesday. See you then at 4. It's going to be awesome. We'll be having a guest, and we'll be taking us through. We'll be having a hot debate. There will be a story that will be thrown in the audience, and then I don't want to see you missing. Please reach out to us. And then let's hear what it is, or what are you going through, what is jamming up. Are you at the roundabout? Please share with us your experiences. You'll be helped. Destiny Hub is here for you. Thanks a lot for listening to us. God bless you. Thank you for coming by once again. It's been Coach Eli Mutenga on the scene, together with our two panelists, Gloria and Lemi Kudu, together with the audience. Thanks so much for coming. God bless you. See you again next Wednesday. Thank you. See you later. God bless you. 1 point. So, Program is so.
Professor.